So Glim,
Yep, yep.
yes, I was wondering, so is this meeting so like just for Dojo do Trinity, or is it for like all of Dojo and how to use it, for example, in like Dojo.js and the other SDKs?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a bit like very general because there is
Oh yeah, yeah,
the hackathon. So yeah, it's like general. So last time what I did is I presented the stack, and now people just ask for more client side stuff. So yeah,
yeah,
but I
yeah. Well,
I
I
don't know
think
if you. Yeah.
no, yeah, yeah, because like well, I know how to use Dojo.js. I've worked with it before, but I think like Loaf is the one which has like the most experience with it. And he did like I know he did like some sort of like tutorial on how to use it. So maybe we can
Oh,
like
do you have
refer
them?
to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have like a video of it. I'm trying
Oh,
to find it.
that could be great actually because I was just checking the documentation. There is some broken links, but there is some like step guide with Dojo.js, but it's like small. But if you have the
Yeah,
link
yeah.
for the video, it could be great. Yeah, definitely. That's a good point.
Or I could also go over it, but I don't want to like spend too much time on Dojo.js because we won't have the time to do like everything.
Yeah,
Uh, but maybe I can go over like the example projects.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. But in Unity, it's fine. Or you also want to do in GS?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Unity, I'm going to do it like for sure.
Great.
So what I want to do is just like walk through like the whole process. So
Okay,
you generate the
gotcha.
bindings from like the Cairo code, well, the
Uh huh.
word in Dojo, and then you import them to Unity, and I just like show how because in the Unity SDK we have like an example project. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to like go over it and explain how some
Great.
things
Yeah,
works
definitely. Yep.
and how like the different parts of the SDK work.
Great. That sounds amazing. Just seeing, but yeah, let's see. Let me just ping, guys. And check. Just sitting in the hackathon Discord, but I think we will. Anyway, there is a recording, so people that are not
Yeah.
able to join will be able to check it out. So yeah, let me just check. Yeah, I mean, I think we can just start and yeah, go with the what we have in mind. What you have in mind, you can share screen when you want, and let's see if someone showed up. But anyway, the recording will be available. Thank you, Nazar.
Okay, yeah. So do you want me to start now, like speaking about the SDKs and everything?
Yes, I was thinking to do an introduction, but as you will just like show the repo, etc., I think it's great if you start, and I will wrap up at the end with some basic stuff about Dojo, and we should be fine.
Okay, yeah, yeah, perfect. One sec. Just um, let me know if you can see my my screen because where is it?
Currently not. Will tell you. Hello, Jill. Nice to see you around.
Hi,
Yeah,
people.
now we can see your
Hey,
screen. How are
welcome.
you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I was
Uh,
looking for strategies.
we will go over with Nazar over the SDK part because last time I presented Dojo, but now the idea is having some more examples with the SDK. So Nazar, which is in charge and main developer on SDKs, will take over and just show some examples about the SDK repository. So if you have any question, don't hesitate, and he will take over now. Thank you,
Yeah,
Okay.
Nazar.
yeah. So basically we have three main SDKs. Um, so I'd say the first one is for React and TypeScript. So the name is Dojo.js. Um, so I won't go like too much over it. but basically you can use it to make like either like React apps or like Node.js apps with the Dojo.js SDK. Then we have the Dojo.c bindings, and basically this repo is used to have like bindings for like C, and you can use them in like any language that like supports like libraries. And that's what we're going to use in Dojo Trinity. So what we do is, for example, like in Dojo Trinity, it uses the bindings from Dojo.t, and that's how like we build on top of that layer. So I can start with just like a quick intro with Dojo.t. So like you can make games using C, but obviously like if you're making a game like for example using Lua or like C++, you can also use the Dojo.c SDK to like embed the bindings into it. So we have an example file here. It's this one, and it's like it's pretty bare bone because it's in C, but you can like do anything you want with Dojo. So for example, here we're defining the models for the entities. We're creating the client, so we connect. Um, and then yeah, so like it's pretty much like all of the things you can do with like Tori itself. Um, so here we're creating the design RPC client. So this thing uses so we use it for like the execution for the accounts. We also have like messaging. So we're using lib peer-to-peer to like send the like messages between clients. Um, yeah, and then you can like send like messages. You can create an account using the signing key and address. You can deploy a burner. Um, and then, for example, you can also like fetch a model and you can subscribe for entity updates. So what we do here is we fetch all of the entities in the world. Um, so here we have the entities. And then we subscribe for entity updates. And so, for example, like once we subscribed for the entity updates, we can call the spawn and move function, and these functions are going to automatically like update the entity state. So we're going to receive the callback. Um, so that's like for the Dojo.c client. It's pretty simple. I won't go like too much in depth into it because like you won't use it a lot. You will mainly like use like things on top of that. And one example of that is Dojo Trinity. Uh, so the repo is Dojo Trinity. And basically, to get started, you just need, so first you need the example project. So if we go into the Dojo org, we have the Dojo monorepo. I'm just going to look at the chat if we have questions. So if anyone has question, I can like answer the questions. So yeah, so we are going to use the example project in the Dojo repo. So if we go into examples and spawn and move, so here we have like the example Dojo world. So basically in Dojo Trinity, we have an example project that uses that Dojo world. So first we are going to get this repo. So on my side I have it. Just going. Do you guys see my my terminal window or no?
No, we just see your browser
Okay,
for
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to my one sec. Okay. Now you
Yep,
should see
we
my
can see
other
Visual
screen. Yeah.
Studio. Yeah. Thank you, Nazar.
Yeah, so basically we can just like clone the Dojo repo. So on my side I have it. Uh, so it's here. And basically, what we can do is we have something called Dojo BindGen, and we can like first build and deploy the world, but we can also generate bindings for the SDK we are using. So right now we only support the BindGen for Unity, but in the future we're going to have one for Dojo.js and maybe like other SDKs. So I'm just going to go into like the example project. So it's in examples and then spawn and move. And we can start by building the world. So when we do so build, we can actually like supply a flag, and it's the Unity one. And this is going to first build the Cairo project, but it's also going to build the bindings for the world. So I can do the so build Unity. And we can see that it generated the models that we can use in C# in the Unity project. So now we can start Katana. I think on my side, I'm just going to restart it. So this flag is just for like disabling the fee when for transactions. So now we have the Katana server started out, but we also need to start something else. We need to start Tori, and Tori is like it's the indexer for Katana. So that's what we're going to use in Unity and other SDKs for like receiving entity updates or like fetching entities and other things. Um, and to start Tori, I think I'm just going to move this. You can just do on my side. I'm going to try to find the command that I use. So yeah, well, you don't need this because I'm using the Tori like in the repo, but you can just do like Tori and it should start it out. And we have like multiple flags. So first we need to like pass the world address. And to get the world address, we actually need to migrate um, the uh, the world. And to do that, so first we build the world. Now we just need to do so migrate, and it should actually like run the transactions to deploy the world on Katana. So we can see here that it's deploying the world. And once it finishes deploying it, we should have the world address that we can use in Tori. Yeah, so we have the world address, and we can just use it here. And then we have these two flags. So we have the relay locality path and relay self path. So these are like optional. We don't need to supply them. But basically, if you're building a game for the browser for WebGL and you're using like lib peer-to-peer, you would want to like generate a certificate file. So on my side, I'm just like generating one that we can like reuse. But you can also like not like save it. For example, I can just like remove them and it's going to like generate it like every time I start Tori. And then same thing for the database. So we also like can either use a database like in memory, or we can also like save it locally. So we can just do like dash dash database and then we supply the file. And this should start Tori. I just need to like remove the DB file and do this.
The good thing is your compilation is going crazy fast.
Yeah, it's quite fast. But like I found that like on Windows, on my new machine, it's really faster.
Oh, didn't expect that. That's great. Faster than that? That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's faster because like even by using a WSL, it's quite faster than on macOS.
Wow.
But the only issue is like since we have too many things to compile, I think my build folder is like last
Yeah,
time I
full.
checked it was like 100
Yeah,
like gigabytes.
yeah. It's huge. And more when you have several configurations or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
This is Linux, right?
No, it's macOS, but it's a
Ah,
Unix-based
okay.
OS, so it's like the same thing.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, yeah, so now we have the Tori server started. Also, I forgot to go over this, but if you don't have like, so like for Katana, I used the Katana command, and for Tori, I use Tori. If you don't have them, you can just install Dojo. So if we go into Dojo engine.org, so maybe like Glim went over that, but you can use this, and it's going to install Dojo up. And when you run Dojo up, it's going to install Katana, Tori, and the other things we're going to use. So like I'm just like guessing that like everyone has this.
Yeah,
So
totally. But that's great to make a recall. Thank you.
yeah. So now we have the Tori server started. Basically, like we have like all of the endpoints we can use in our project. Um, so now that we have all of this, we can actually like start going over the client, like the client side of things. So we can go into Dojo Trinity and we can get the project. So you can just like it's like any other project, you can just like clone it and it should be fine. So on my side, I already have it. But you can clone it and then you can open it in Unity. So you can just like run clone this and it should do it. But for me, I already have it. So like once you have the project on your PC, you can open Unity Hub. So it's like the main app that we are going to use for Unity. It's my other screen. Yeah. So it's this app. And once it's open, you can just like open the repo in Unity. So you can do add from disk, and you can supply the file for the project. So me, it's here, but on your side, you can just like open the folder and you should see it here. And yeah, like once you have it, you can open it. Uh, did it open? Oh, it's on my other screen. Yeah, and it's going to look like this. So I don't think you're going to see this, but basically, if you want to get started with like the example project, you can just go into assets, and here you're going to see a lot of things. So this is for like the code for the SDK, but this folder, the spawn and move folder, it's basically the game that's using the Cairo world we have as an example. So we can just open this and we go into scenes and we open the sample scene. You're going to see like a lot of objects. Um, and like you shouldn't worry about this. Like if you don't know like Unity, this is just like the camera of the game. It's just like stuff about Unity. But the things we're going to worry about is the world manager and the game manager. Because it's two things that are going to like handle the game state from the Dojo world. So first, we have the world manager. So basically, it's just like a prefab we can use from the SDK. So if you go into assets and Dojo, we can go to prefabs and we can, like, if you make a new project, you can just like take this and put it and you can use it in your project. But in this case, I already like have it as a like already in the world. So I'm just going to click on it. And we're going to see like two things. We have the world manager script, and we have the synchronization master. So first, the world manager, this is just for like the config file for like like setting some of like the endpoints we're going to use for the game from like Tori. So we have the config file here. We're going to it, and we can like supply the URLs for our world. So if we go back into the terminal, we can get our Tori URL. So we can see it's 80/80 for the Tori. For Katana, it's 50/50. In our case, like it's same thing. And then we have the relay URL and the relay WebRTC URL. So these we can get in here. So we can see like for the first one, it's this one. So it's the first listen address. So we can just like take it, copy it, and replace it. And then this one, so this one is going to be used when you build your game for browsers, because basically with Unity you can like build the game for like a lot of like different platforms. Right now we support like building for browsers and like macOS, Windows, and Linux. We don't support iOS and Android yet, but maybe in the future. But basically for browser you need a different URL, and this one you can get it from from here. You can just like copy this. We can supply it in here. And then we have this field, it's the limit field. Basically, this one is just for the number of entities um, you want to have like a maximum of in your world. For example, um, this means you can only like have 100 like entities at the same time in your world. But you can like put this to like like how many you want. Then we're going to leave it at 100. And then we also need to supply the world address. I'm just going to get it uh, from this thing. So like when I deployed the world, uh, just copy it and I put it here. Yeah, so now like once we have the config ready, we can head over the code for our world and we can open this. And we can see like when I run Suzo build Unity, it generated me like a bindings folder. And this one we can use in Unity. For example, so we have like in it like two folders. We have the contracts folder and we have models. Basically, the contracts folder is just like it has like all of the contracts in your world. Like for example, in our world, we have the actions contract. So it generated like a file for Unity for this contract, and we can basically like interact with it in Unity. And then we have the models, and it's the same thing. So it just like generated the model definitions from the Dojo world like into Unity, and we can also use them from Unity. Uh, and like what we can do with this is just like take them and drag and drop them like into the Unity project. So in my case, I already like have them because in the example project, it already like has the contracts and the models definition. But once like you drag and drop them like into your project, it should like automatically like work with Unity, and you don't need to do like anything else. So you just need to like have them in the project, and it should use them. Um, and now I can go over like the game manager file. Can open it. It's in here. Okay, where is it? Oh, wait, it's here. Yeah, so basically now how it works is like once we have our world manager, so this like once we have it, it's going to automatically like fetch the entities and it's going to update them. So apart from that, we don't need to do like anything else. Like if we just run the game, we should have like all of the entities we have in our Dojo world in Unity. Um, and basically, like when we have them, we can actually like modify like how they look and how they behave using the game manager. Uh, so I wrote like this little like demo for the game, and basically like what it does is first we create an account. So in my case, I'm using like the master account I have on Katana. So if you go into Katana and you scroll all the way to the top, I think it should be here. We see that we have like a lot of accounts. And basically we are using like one of the accounts here to do like the transactions in the game. So if I go into my game manager game object into the config, I can supply my account. So I just like take the address. I think it should be the same. Oh no, it's not the same actually. So I need to update this private key. Now we also need to supply the world address. It is close. And basically, this is going to be used by our script that's used in the game manager. So it's the game manager script. And then what we do is we just, oops, we can go back here. And it's just like we initialize the account. So we can use, so basically like we have like three main things we're going to use to like have accounts. First, we need to set up the provider. It's the JSON RPC client. So what we do is we just get the RPC URL from the Dojo config, and we use it to like initialize the provider. And once the provider is ready, we can create the signer for our account. So we just use the private key we supplied in our game manager object here. And then, like once we have the signer, we can actually create the account from the provider and the signer. So we supply the provider here, the signer, and we supply the address of the account. Um, and then it's just like that. We just have the account ready, and we can use that account to basically first like execute transactions. So we can like call transactions for like Dojo. So we can call like Dojo systems. I can, for example, like call the spawn function or like the move function from my world. And you can also like deploy burners. So to deploy burners, you just need to initialize the burner manager class. So it's provided with Dojo, and you just need to provide the provider and the account. And then with that, you can use it to deploy burners whenever you want. So in this demo project, what I do is just like whenever you press the spacebar, it's going to deploy a burner. And then you can move the burner depending on which one you select. So yeah. And then what we do is by using our world manager, we can first like we can listen for when like entity spawn by just like going into so we can just like do oops yeah so we can just like go to the synchronization master, which is like so this one is responsible for like spawning like entities and updating them, and it has like events, and we can use um, the on entity spawned event to like listen for when an entity is spawned. So we can just put this back in. And same thing for the entities we already have in. So here, like what we do is we just fetch all of the entities from the world that our world like spawned, and we init like all of the entities we have. Uh, so if we go into init entity, what we do is we basically like for every entity in the world, we just like give it like a basic shape, like a capsule, and we spawn and like we give it the choice to like spawn burners. So yeah. Um, and then this is just like if you're like if you've worked with Unity before, th- th- like this is run like every update, and we can like listen for keys. And for example, like when we press spacebar, we create a new burner. Um, this is for selecting like our entity, and we can move the entity depending on which one we selected. Yeah, so once we have all that, like in the example project, we can just run the example project, and it should. So first, we're not going to see anything. So yeah, so like we have nothing. But what we can do is actually like spawn an entity in the Dojo world, and it should actually like be spawned in Unity. So I can go to the terminal, and I can just do like so execute. So this command is for executing like systems from our world. So we can do so execute. I think we need to provide uh, yes, we need to provide the contract and then the name of the system. Uh, so basically, the contract is if we go into uh, where is it? The actions contract. So in this contract, we can call the spawn function, and it should spawn an entity. And if I call it, it's going to make a transaction. And like we can see in the Unity project, we actually have like an entity that's been spawned. And if I close like the game and I reopen it, the world manager automatically like fetches the entities. So if we go into here, we can see it actually like got the entity, and it used the correct models. Um, So the same models that got like generated um, by Dojo. Wait, not this. If we go into models, we have like the ones that we generated from the Soso build. They actually like got used by your world manager. So it automatically like gets them from our project and it sets them for the entity. So like here we have the moves model, which has the player address, the remaining moves, and the direction. Like we have like everything. And then it has the position model, which has the position of the player. So we can see we have an X and Y, and we have the player. And these models are going to be automatically updated whenever we update the entity. So like, for example, if I go into, like if I make a new transaction, if I do Soso execute and I take my contract, oops, not this, and I do like move, and I need to display it like a call data. And if we move like, I don't know, Um, so if we look into the directions, we have none. So if we move into like right, it's going to be 2 because we have an enum. So this is like 0, 1, and 2. And if we run this, it actually moved. I don't know like if you saw it, but I'm going to run it again. Oh, we don't have because we don't have like remaining moves, so we can't move again, but we can just spawn again. And now if I run this, you see it moved. So basically, we don't need to handle like the updating. So that's handled all by the Unity SDK. But on our side, what we need to handle is just like what we want to do with entities. So for example, if you can see here, like we have some text above the entity, and that's in the example project, that's done by us. So if I go into the code in the game manager, like when we create an entity, like we initialize it, but also in our models, we actually like modified um, the position model because what you can do is when you define your models from the generated models from your from your Cairo project, we can also like like modify them to use to like have some like different like behavior. So here we have like the fields for player and position. And what we did is just like when the entity is created, we like shorten the player address and we just like create this thing here. So like this text here, we create it. And what we do is we put it on top of the entity. And in the update function, like whenever we move, we update the position of our text. So we just like move the position of the text here to like the top of our entity. Uh, and basically, like you can do this on any model. For example, like in the move model, I can. So here we have this, but what we can do is just do void start, and this function is going to be called whenever this model of an entity is created. So for example, if I close the game, uh, and for example, I do like debug.log, oh, it's not showing anything, so I just need to do one sec. Okay, using. So I can do debug.log, and for example, I can save like this, and I can like, oops, and I can print, for example, like the last direction. Oops. And when I start the world, you can see that it's going to actually like run the start function. So yeah, so the nice thing is like since we can define like a start function and then update one, we can actually like make the entities behave like whenever like the way we want to. So for example, we can actually like interpolate between the positions and like in the position model. Basically, like what I'm doing is actually that I'm interpolating between the positions. Like for example, when the entity moves, it's not like smooth because we only move from like so right now the position is at 22 to 20, and like if we move again, it's going to be like not smooth. It's going to be to move like by one place. And what we can do is just like in the update like function, we can do some like math to interpolate between the positions and have like a nice smooth like way to move. Um, and you can see like how it can like for now it's very simple, but it can be like used to make like very like complex games. So like here on the update, I can like on every update, I can, for example, I don't know, like I can do like a lot of things. Like if I don't have like any more moves like remaining, I can just like spawn again. So to run a system, what you can do is use the actions class that we got from our generated bindings. So it's here. So this is like the generated code from the Cairo project, and we can use it to call, for example, spawn. And spawn, what it takes the account, so we just need to supply the account. Oh well, we don't have the account, but actually I'm not going to do it here.
From where
Basically,
did you fetch the account? From the
oh
manager?
yeah. So basically, so in the model I don't have it, but if I go into the game manager, I have an account field, so it's here, it's initialized. But what I can do is either I supply the account to the model, or I either like instead of doing it here, I can just try to do it in the game manager since I have the account here. So for example, what we can do is when the game manager starts, so when the game is started, um, we can look at, for example, the entities. And if we don't have like any entity, can do this. Uh, if we have no entities, we can, for example, like spawn our account. We can just do actions. Oops, I think I need to import this. Then I can run spawn and I give it the account. Uh, why is it not? Okay, no, I just need to basically, what you need to do is, I'm going to do this here. You just need to like initialize the class. So I can do actions and I give it, um, when I do this, the address, I just basically like give it the contract address of our actions contract. So if I go into here, I go up, we can see like when we deployed our contracts on the world, we have a contract address for our actions contract, so we can use it here to do this. And now I can use it oops, to spawn and they give it the account. And so basically, like what we're doing, oh, I just need to await it. So I need to put this async. Yeah, so basically what we're doing here is just the game manager, it starts when the game runs. So we just look at the world, and if we have like entities that are like already in the world, we don't do anything. But if we don't have entities, we spawn our account. And basically, it should actually like spawn the entity, and then we can, using our entity, we can spawn like burners from it. Uh, like if I run the game, it shouldn't do anything because we already have the entity. Oh, I think it called it for no reason. Just so why did we get a contract error? Let's look. Oh, okay. So the reason
Yeah.
it failed is because if I close this, is because like in Dojo systems, you basically like need to say what system does what. And to keep it simple, we can just run. So in the example, like Cairo project, we should have like a script. It's called where is it? Um, oh, actually, I think I need to go. So if we go
Yeah,
into, I think it's
I'm
from
not
the
sure
Dojo
it's
starter.
here.
I think
Yes.
it's in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
related to the ACLs that we seen last time. As a system
What?
needs permission to write to a model.
Yeah. So basically, like by running this script is just like it gives like the permission to like everything. Um, so basically, I can just like get it from here. Oh, and basically, so the reason we are not using this repo is because I think this repo is like outdated. So I'm using the one in the Dojo Mono repo. So what you can do is, well, we're using this, so still like use this, but you can just like go here and get the script from here. Um, they can just like make a new script with both. SH. Oh wait, I need to make the. What is it? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now we can just run the script. Oh, I need to give it permission. Okay. What's the issue?
Uh,
Oh, I think so. I think it's because my directory is not the one from. So I need to go back to my to the project directory. Uh, Maybe now it's going to work. So if I give it this. Oh no, actually. Contract. Why is it not?
it's
I think
just
it's maybe the word
communication.
here is not.
Yeah. May not be
Is
the
it the
same.
right one? I'm not sure if it's.
I should use the manifest. But yeah.
Wait.
Or the
Okay.
idea is like you can also like give with Sozo like manually. Don't know if you remember, Jill, last time we said that Sozo can also give some, execute some, as NASA did, like execute some systems, giving some authorization to system, etc. So the
Yeah.
script is like something to make it automatized, but you can also like, depending on your project, you can write your own and just making this Sozo OS writer, and you just give the system that you want to give access to.
Yeah, basically, like you
And
can
then,
just use like the command here. You can do like sudo
yeah,
authwriter and you can like do it yourself.
exactly.
I'm not sure why it is not working. I think it's failing to like get the word address from the manifest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but I'm going.
Or
I
the
think it's because
action
like maybe it's. Yeah.
is the action. You see, the action. The word is retrieved, but not the action. So it
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
you're
it's
right.
due to the name. To the name. It's Dojo Starter System. It's a name. It's fully qualified. And in your case, it's not Dojo Starter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In
Wait,
the
the
line
name
nine.
is where?
In the line nine
Uh,
at the right, it's like Dojo Starter, but it's
oh,
not
that's why.
matching.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see. And
yeah,
the
yeah.
name of this project is.
It's Dojo example, I think.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, yeah,
Examples,
I
yeah.
see.
So yeah. So
Wait.
that's a long line.
I have to get used to like using Vim, but it's quite hard to.
uh, I
Okay.
never used, yeah, examples. With an S,
No.
no, yeah, it's example. Yeah, it should be fine.
Oh wait,
No,
now the following. Wait, what is it?
no, it doesn't find the actions, but it should be examples with an S.
Yeah. But well, like anyway, this repo
Yeah,
should be updated because basically like
yeah,
Dojo has been
definitely.
updated to a new version,
Yep,
but it should be
that's a
fixed and
good.
updated. Yeah.
I will just open
Uh,
an issue for that.
yeah. Basically like when it's run, it should like so this call should work. Right now it's not working because well it's not we didn't run the script, but it should work. But I think for the burners it should work though. Because like I mentioned when I was going like over this, we actually like have this burner manager and we deploy burners when we press spacebar in our example project. So if I go into the game, they do this. If I run spacebar, oh, another error. Okay, what is it? I think it's maybe the issue with like the writing.
Yeah, yeah, I think.
Oh wait, no, actually.
Not found.
Entry point not found. Oh, I think. Wait, did we update like the account deployer or no?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Yeah.
because it says
Good point.
the entry point is not found.
Oh, the UDC should be the same. Should be the same.
I'm quite curious. Wait.
Let's see in Katana, but yeah. Do you have any
Because wait,
questions from here, Jilt?
No, I have a JavaScript game, so
also you're using
Oh,
the
it's
Dojo, yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I think I can go over like the example Dojo.js project too, but like the Unity project, well, I think so. Like to get started with it, you have to be like quite like to have some experience with Unity because like a lot of the concepts we have here are like like Unity concepts. So like that's why it might not makes like sense to how it works, but I can go over the Dojo.js.
but I know Unity because I have been designing avatars with Unity for a while. So,
Oh, okay, yeah. So like
but
you know like how the yeah. So like basically like how it works is just like models are components in Unity. So that's like basically like how it's like working like in general. Um, but I can go over Dojo.js. So I wasn't the one who wrote this SDK, but I can go. I think it's also using the example project. So I can just I think it should be Dojo.js. Where is it? Oh, it's on my other screen. Yeah. So basically, if we go into examples on the React app, we have like a quick example on how to like use Dojo in React. Um, so I think first you need to define your components and your systems. And I think that's done in, so if you go example React app, and then you go into the source directory and into generated, um, you need to modify, I'm not sure which one was it.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Yeah.
I am Daniela from LayerX team, and we need to move forward to another jamming session. I'm so sorry
Oh,
for.
sorry. No, it's
thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Oh,
That's
yeah, it's fine.
I'm so
thank
sorry.
you.
Please take
It's
1
fine.
minute if you needed to finish, and then we need to move to another.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
okay.
yeah. Well,
Thank
Jill,
you.
Thank you very much.
You can just like go over to the example project and you can see like how it works and should be like in here. Should be in the
Okay.
app.tsx.
And it's TypeScript, which is perfect for me because I have a 3.js template.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we
Thank
also
you so much.
yeah, no issues. We also have an example in 3.js. I think it's
Oh,
in here. Yep. It's React-3.js. You can look at how it works.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. But we are in the Discord,
Cool.
so don't hesitate to ping us if you need something.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
Bye, Jit.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Nazar.
Yeah, no issues.